What's up, everybody? I'm Chris DeVilbiss, aka Yogi Chris, PhD, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga, director of operations here at IMC Base One. You can check us out at imcbase1.com. So we are the red pill of masculinity. I'm here. This is my show, Enlightened Masculinity, episode like 230 something or whatever. Of course, I may delete some of the low performing episodes, so the numbering may be kind of off. Who knows when? So you may watch this episode years in the future. So welcome. It's March 30th, 2022. We just finished the Alien Tech gathering and preparing for the next gathering starting April 22nd. It's April 22nd, 23rd, 24th. You see the details at IMC Base One. If you're catching this recording much later, whatever the next upcoming event, that's what's at imcbase1.com. And this one's going to be real exciting. We have a really, really great testimony clip coming out. It's actually a compilation because there were so many testimonies and they were really well-spoken, really from the heart, genuine. These guys said some stuff that, you know, everybody needs to hear. This is the experience. You don't know. And the price is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. If you get early bird, it's only $1,300, $1,297 to come in person. What do you get? Like 3 weeks, 23 or 24 advanced lectures, each one of which could be life-changing. It depends on where you're at in your life and what you hear, but the philosophy is timeless, very profound, very applicable to many levels of existence, meaning what? If you're 19 years old, just getting started out of the house versus you're 39 years old, you're already well-established and you're going through a divorce, or even older. The wisdom, it's amazing how it impacts. So you get those advanced lectures. Then you also get the 3-day immersion, which is pretty powerful. There's a few keynote lectures there, and then a lot of private moments. So you get to observe this thing called a private moment, which is like a beingness of the participant. You're observing AZD coach and all the feedback, and it'll give you a lot of perspective on your beingness, you know, how you hold yourself, how your kind of demeanor, you're just, you know, how we talk about like resting bitch face, just like you're resting energy, like you're resting at when somebody walks in a room and they feel you, or when you walk in a room and they feel you. Like what is that when nobody's paying attention, or when you're not really paying attention, you're not trying to be something? What is that beingness that you have? The private moment's going to really enhance your awareness of that. Even just watching it on someone else, it'll enhance your awareness of yourself. When you do it yourself, it's even greater. And that's what the camp is. And then there's a party. So there's also infield. That means you go out with AZD in the pack. Friday night, at least. Saturday night, you can go out with the pack. AZD just kind of accompanies us to dinner. And which is still an experience in itself. You should just see. You just got to see it. That's what the testimony will tell you. These guys that aren't chumps are going to tell you, man, it was way better than I thought. Oh my God, it was so great. It was the best. And they talk intelligently how it was designed, because the party, the coup de grace, the climax, the party at the end of the weekend, Sunday, that's what we've done the last 7 months in a row. The Sunday, that's the conclusion of the weekend, is this party. So it kind of culminates all the skills and development that you've gone through for the 3 or 4 weeks. And with practice, we hire these girls, everybody's dressed up. It's nice. AZD's coaching, it's a private venue, DJ, like the whole works. And you get fed these questions and dialogues and strategies, and practice again, and rotate and practice. And it changes you. And you climb, I guess climb is an okay word. You climb ahead of the competition, quote. And the quote competition is every other guy that has eyes on the same girl that you have eyes on. That's your competition. So you just fucking screech ahead of them when you get this advanced technology of communication and social dynamics and understanding and everything. Understanding women, understanding men. That's what the camps are. And it's ongoing, because the lifestyle that, you know, this podcast episode originally was titled Lifestyle Momentum Strategy or whatever, which is not even that attractive a title. It's just each word individually is attractive, but as a title, putting those words together isn't really doing it for me right now. But before the show, that's what I was going to call it. And really, so far, the beginning of the show has been a pretty good pitch for the party. So you want to come to the next event, April 22nd, 23rd, 24th. You get 3.5 weeks of advanced lectures, 3-day immersion, plus infield, plus the party at the end, all for $1,297, just for the next day or two. And then it goes up to $1,500, which is still a steal. Just so you know, next month, because I still feel young at heart, guys. I look at Ryan Curtis. I'm like, man, that guy's old. He's younger than me. He's like 6 years younger than me or something. I look at Arslan. I'm like, man, I remember I'm still your age, dude. And like, but I'm not. I'm 35, but I still feel young. And where was I going with that? Was price raising the price. Oh, you know, increasingly lately, I don't know why it makes me feel more young, but like really the pricing of the event has been handed over to me. And if you don't know much about the pricing, I mean, the evolution of this, of IMC Nation, and I've talked about it, you are like children growing, and you don't see how much you're growing every day. But once a year, when you go visit grandma and she has that mark on the wall where you were, then you can see how much you've grown. And you're like, God damn, the 5-year-old, you're like, God damn, grandma, I got big, didn't I? And IMC Nation has been growing like that. And you're riding the wave. So you don't necessarily measure how fast it's moving, how tall it is. You know, these gatherings didn't just like poof come out of nowhere, and they weren't always here. And they definitely haven't been structured the same. There used to not be parties. There was COVID. There were gatherings before that, but that was like messengers, and there was events with Vince Kelvin before that. And, you know, this whole evolution here. So, you know, concentrating all of the guys and all of their attention on these monthly gatherings, which has blended into just kind of a daily gathering. There used to not be advanced nighttime lectures as early as just like 8 or 9 months ago. There was not every day an advanced lecture at night. There was occasionally a lecture at night and the 3-day immersion at the end. And, you know, so this kind of fully immersive experience to get it, to just get the lifestyle, get the discipline, get the timing, get the language, get the ideas and the concepts about the avatar, about the communication itself, the science of communication, you know, healing and trauma and sexuality and intimacy, and, you know, and handling the world, handling your business and life, and all the adjunct features that like accompany, you know, successful relationships. Like you're only going to go so far if you don't have a job, you don't have a steady income or growing income, if you're not a man on the rise, if you don't have ambition, if you're not improving your conditions, improving yourself, like working, you know. And the price, I think, should raise next month. I think it's going to get popular. I think the summer is coming, everybody. I think the winter has been here. And I think that, you know, I'm talking about lifestyle momentum, you know, you'll see the momentum in my life with women and relationships, and that will catch up. With business, I'm persisting daily in what I got to do. Stay on schedule, put my communication lines out there. And like days like today and yesterday, I see a lot of easy revenue coming in. But why that is because for the last 30 days since the last call was a lot of communication. Maybe each individual didn't receive much from me, but that's because I'm talking to 300 guys. And maybe 100 of them are more select. And then really the ones that show up to the camp or are about to show up to the camp, if you want to get the most communication from me, insinuate that you want to come to the camp, but keep having doubts. That's how you're going to get the most communication from me. Like insinuate you want to come, but you're just not sure. But the problem with, I'm going to get to the truth. I will get to the root of it. And are you pulling my strings, or, you know, are you just a really hard sale that you need like so much certainty and so little doubt and so much pain and so much promise, and who knows? So I track my numbers, and numbers have been up. Since when? Since 12 months ago. Not since last month. Well, actually, yes, since last month, but don't always compare to last month. December is not the same as November. January is not the same as December. May is not the same as April. June starts the harvest season. And yeah, so it's projected to go up, and that's good because it's been spiraling up because I've been at this 3 years now. So year 2 was greater than year 1. Year 3 was greater than year 2. And now we're getting into year 4, starting year 4. Coming up, we're starting my 4th year, which means 3+ years. So it's 3 years, 1 month, 3 years, 2 months. We're starting my 4th year working at this. I'm seeing trends. Yes, there was COVID in there, but I grew through that shit. I'm growing after that shit. I'm bypassing this. And it's just an example, lifestyle momentum, of being involved in the conversation of my own growth so that I kind of steer it. So we have apprentices. I don't like to call them apprentices. It is kind of what's happening. It's an apprenticeship, like Tony K is an apprentice, but that word makes it sound so immature or like undeveloped or something, or I don't know, like you're not getting paid, and he's not getting paid. And occasionally I throw the apprentices money, and that's part of the goal, is to spread that out there. And that's, I'm doing things with the business so that I can start paying, whatever. I'm figuring it out because nobody's teaching me. You would think AZD's teaching me. He's not. He's encouraging me, and I'm figuring it out. And, but TK gets such intimate access to all the podcasts, to all the guests. He gets shouted out on all the shows. He gets to participate on any show that he wants to. He has a pivotal role, so he gets known in IMC Nation because I'm as known in IMC Nation as possible next to AZD, just for running camps. That doesn't mean I'm the best at anything except being most important to AZD. Just making myself important. How? I mean, I can go back years and say what I was doing. I didn't know it was going to lead to this. I'm not saying it would lead to this for you, but it was just show up for myself, selfishly, get as good as I could. And I sought refuge under the protective umbrella of AZD and IMC Nation with that style of communication, with the philosophy. I actively was under the umbrella of it and would use it to handle my environment. And that's just what it was. It was like, I don't know if anybody ever wrestled, but sometimes they showed you like a fucking underhook. You got to club the head and underhook, or a snap down. You got to snap them under you. And you're being too dainty with it because you're not used to fucking manhandling another man when you're learning how to wrestle. And you just got to trust, like, you got to throw his head to the ground. Like, you got to fucking smash his face into the ground. Just throw it on the ground, whip your whole body into it, your whole weight, just hang like a monkey on his neck and throw it to the ground with all the strength of your lats. And once you get that, then I can improve your technique. So it's a nice whip motion and you don't have to put much effort into it. Just a little crack of the wrist and he goes flying into his face, if you time it right. But it takes the coach showing you or whatever, and then drill. And then when the match happens, trust the training. Do it. And first couple times you get it, then you start to learn the timing because you're like, oh, fuck, this works. But I'm looking clumsy at it. And that's kind of what it was with, the IMC philosophy. But I didn't know I was being a loyal student. I just wanted to save myself. And it worked. And I was smart enough and introspective enough because I don't know, psychedelics and weed and whatever. And it made so much sense to the depths of my logic, to the depths of my reasoning, to the extent, maybe that's a better way, to the extent, the reaches of my reasoning. I was like, you've heard other people say it. I don't want to say it like this. Let's see if I can say it a way that I'd like. This is truth as far as truth is practical. This is truth in the sense that it works. It's working. It's workable. It's a workable truth. Yeah, whatever. It's workable truth. And man, that gave my soul so much sanctuary to finally be able to rest on things that made sense to the core of my being when it came to interacting with people and women. And it was just like accumulating the tools, the language, the handlings for different situations, the self-mastery so that I don't lose myself in it. and then go for it. What is it? You know what you were going for. And lifestyle momentum was just study, apply, study, apply, study, apply. Keep doing it. And then you piece by piece, like Jenga almost, except you're not just keep knocking out pieces, you actually replace pieces. So you're replacing your life piece by piece, upgrading it. And it's just study, apply, study, apply, study, apply. And maybe you were unsatisfied with this area or that area, but you're less unsatisfied than you would have been if you hadn't started on this path. Maybe you'd be less aware of it, but it would eventually come up and catch you, or not. I don't know, whatever. It's like the red pill, blue pill. Like, what was that one character that asked the bots to be reinserted into the matrix because he couldn't handle it anymore? Blue pill. Some people want to go back in the matrix because it's easier. You don't got to worry about this shit. Do it. I push people that direction. It's not for you. It's not for you. Nobody could have pushed me in that direction. They did. They tried. But it was like, man, I could go into story after story. Lifestyle momentum strategy. Obviously, the schedule. Obviously, communication lines. Anybody that did Pyramid of Success. I need to end this in 2 minutes, so I don't want to just go on. I could have a key point. I want to give an opportunity. If there's one person has any comment or anything, you can raise your hand or just unmute. A bunch of people on Zoom. This is recorded and posted on Enlightened Masculinity on all the podcast apps, so leave a review. Check out imcbase1.com for the next event with AZD. AZD, top relationship expert on the planet. Okay. All right. Well, we have an open gathering that's next, which is just an open class. So the link's been emailed out. It's been posted. It'll be, I don't know if I want to go do an exercise. I kind of don't want to talk, actually. But I know Fernando and Sultan will be talking. That'll be good. It'll be everybody else's. We'll get a chance to get their perspectives on both their game and living with AZD. Because it's not, so it shouldn't, I don't know. If it's always me, maybe that colors it for you. So that'll be really good. So check that out. And yeah, so I guess that's the end. Lifestyle momentum. Man, I always like to end it on something like a strong quote or something. Let's see. I'm reading a passage from The Greatest Salesman in the World. And if you come to one of my next private moments, you may hear me recite it. But I'm not going to recite it here, but I'll tell you the opening passage. I will greet this day with love in my heart. So wherever you are, if you're listening to this, greet the next moment with love in your heart. Oh.